We have, since 2022, seen a significant increase in M&A transactions, with a particular focus on mid-market deals. At Trilegal, we have examined more than 100 private M&A deals that the firm has worked on from January 2022 to March 2023. Through this 4-part video series, we will share with you some significant insights into deal-making in this space.
Generally, the high-value transactions that we've been seeing during the pandemic and immediately after have given way to mid-market transactions. An overwhelming majority of transactions, around 90% of them, were share acquisitions. Of these transactions, most of them were cash transactions. We also noticed that around 60% of the transactions involved acquisition of minority stakes, which indicate that Indian companies were increasingly willing to raise money in order to set valuation benchmarks. When we looked at our data set, we noticed that the largest number of transactions were in the tech space, which indicates that the appetite for Indian technology investments continues unabated. The largest number of transactions of that were in the edtech, proptech, and fintech spaces. The second highest number of transactions were in the retail and consumer space, with recycled waste products making an appearance in this list. Interestingly, while the largest number of deals were in the tech space, in deal value terms, infrastructure sector far outpaced the deal values seen in other sectors. Several high-value transactions were also seen in the BFSI space, followed by the power, energy, and real estate sectors. Of the BFSI sector, we've seen a significant amount of activity in micro-lending and in the digital lending space. Shifting focus to private equity transactions, we've noticed that India continues to remain a very attractive destination for private equity investors. An overwhelming majority of investors we've seen were on the buy side, and around 70% of the transactions involved acquisition of minority stakes in Indian target companies. We then looked at our data set to understand the sectors in which PE investors were most active. In line with our larger data set, PE investors were most active in the tech space, followed by the BFSI space. Interestingly, there were very few exits that we saw from our data set in the e-commerce and tech space.